Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Oh, little weed, you know.
It's the Weedsman Podcast Nugget.
Zippity what?
Ready to drop the bass? Let's drop the bass.
Whoop-de-doo. What does it all mean?
All the random stuff that didn't fit in Friday's show you'll find here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, man. You got a joint?
Got a little bit of reef rice along on your boy?
What that mean?
Please, just give me my weed, all right?
Your mod broke this week? My mod broke this week.
Mine broke this morning.
Mine wasn't military grade. Mine wasn't tactical like yours was.
Mine was
yours
supposed to...
was like the...
Mine's guaranteed for life. It's dust-proof, shock-proof, waterproof to an extent. Like, there's YouTube videos where there's, like, people diving to the bottom of a pool with it, coming out with it, and it still
really?
works. Yeah. Like, it's supposed to...
What's the firing mechanism on it, then? And how do you... Like, it would still get water in it, right? You wouldn't be able to hit it right away. You'd have to... It just wouldn't ruin it. It wouldn't, like, short circuit.
Yeah. It was water-resistant. I guess that waterproof is the bad word.
You couldn't, like, hit it underwater.
No, correct. So, yeah.
I mean, that's still waterproof. You can leave it underwater and it still works. That's waterproof.
Yeah.
I'm asking stupid questions. I don't know why.
But the display died on it like 2 weeks ago, and I've already been in talks with the manufacturer to get my replacement. But it's coming.
You've got a warranty? Wait, how long? Because it has a lifetime warranty because it's
because
tactical.
It's like fucking whatever. Yeah, like I could throw it in the fucking washing machine
military,
and it'll still work.
Mil spec.
Yeah,
as they say.
So yeah, which that's cool. They're like, yeah, we stand by our product. Cool, we'll ship you a new one, but it's in Europe. And my mod broke.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And my mod, no.
Where'd you have to call?
China was. All the shit was in Chinese. Like, there's a couple things I had to translate in Google Translator for the service.
It might have been designed in Norway, but
it's being shipped from.
Or it's being shipped from Norway.
Yeah, it's being shipped from the Netherlands. But yeah, the service was in China. Norway. So
it seems backwards, doesn't it?
That's what I thought.
I had it backwards in my head. You told me that once already, and I was like, my head just didn't. I guess anyway. Mine was not meant to be rugged at all. I'm surprised. I was looking at my mod the other day, the battery part. They
don't make mods like yours anymore.
And I think I can still order. But anyway, I noticed that almost all the paint had worn off of it. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm going to use this thing until this thing is silver.
Yeah.
But not so much. I went to hit it the other day and noticed that it wasn't hitting. It said it didn't recognize a device. And I noticed that the display was kind of cockeyed, like it was pushed in a little bit. So it was some sort of structural failure in there that was that button's probably only rated for so many thousands of times. And I've probably maxed that out. So I got my money. I got my $30 worth out of it.
Wow.
I've had that one
for $30 mods anymore. So yes, you did.
Year and a half, 2 years, maybe. I don't know, somewhere around there. But then, so I wanted to be sure that it was the battery and that it was not my tank that was bad, because all the battery was still turning on, but it just wasn't registering that a tank was attached to it. So I took it into this place this new place that I've went to get new types of juice, because they don't carry the stuff that I'm used to getting. And now I have to go to them for recommendation on a vape. But first I just asked them for a battery. I'm like, you probably have an extra battery around here somewhere, just something I can thread this onto and factor out, whether it's the battery or the tank. And I show him my battery, and he's like, let me see your tank. And I show him the end. I was like, it's standard. And he puts his hand out, and he wants me to hand it over. And I'm like, it's just regular. And I hold it up again for him to see. I'm like,
He's like, no, this is an artifact. I just want to look at it.
Yeah, I've had that longer than I've had the battery part of it. And he's like, I just want to see and make sure I have the right one. And I'm like, I'm not going to hand it to you. I put this in my mouth all day long. There's no reason for me to hand you over my tank. And he kind of took a little bit of offense at that. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then hands over the battery that he has, which has a standard mount on it, which is, fits the tank that I have, obviously, because it's not. There's really only two ways. There's only two generic mounts, and one of them's predominant. We're like in the beta versus VHS phase, right?
Yeah.
And VHS is starting to win out, but there's still beta around. Mm-hmm. So, but most of it is, I think it's a 610 thread, they call it anyway. So he hands me the battery, and it's the right size, but it won't screw on because the threads, from being in the same battery and having this tank forever, the threads are like ground flat.
Oh, wow.
And it won't screw into this new piece. It won't sit all the way. I can get it in there, but about 3/4 of the way, can't make contact with the battery terminal. And the guy's looking at me like, see? Wait.
Dude, you realize I'm in your shop, I want to give you money.
Right.
Proving the customer wrong right now will not be a good strategy for you.
This guy pisses me off every time I go in there in one way or another, where you're not getting off on the right foot. There's only been a handful of times that I've been in there. And it's like just so close. It's a half mile from my place.
A death merchant and then leave. You're killing people.
It wasn't that it was the wrong thread. It was that my shit was old. So then I realized, all right, I'm not going to get out of here with just a new mod. I'm obviously having to get a whole new kit. Not prepared for that right now. If I'm going to spend, $80 to $100 on a whole new kit, I'm going to do my research, make sure it's going to be something that I'm super satisfied with. And I don't trust this guy's opinion. So I looked through, I think you have something similar, your stopgap solution, right?
Yeah.
I paid $30 for this guy.
We both have a Smock product.
A Smock, yeah. It has a little.
Mine was also $30.
It has a little tank that you fill up that probably snaps in with a battery.
Yours is bigger. Your tank looks bigger.
I think it's the same size. I think it's the same exact tank. But you have a bigger mouthpiece. Yeah, you're right.
Mine's wider.
It depends on how.
The tank.
Does the fluid go into that bottom part of the cowl of the mouthpiece?
I got a little thing on the side.
No, I know, but I think your tank's just as big. It's just shaped different. Anyway.
That's what she said.
Which I have to fill mine, I realize. I got to go out to my car.
Alrighty. I'll roll this joint. Smock is like, I noticed they're like the Apple of the vape world. They're not inventing anything. They're not inventing anything new, but they're good with design.
Do you have trouble getting yours open?
Yeah, because it's that new thing that everybody does. The new
it's just a
plastic.
It's just a
cover.
Rubber gasket.
Yeah, the new plastic gasket.
It seems all right. It's not the cleanest solution, but it's not messier than most.
It's not also durable though either. You could rip that thing right off.
You get something I can pry this open with. Something with a pointy edge. Maybe that bottle opener there.
Like, could you see like we're
oh no, I'm gonna fuck this.
Could you see having a couple drinks and then trying to fill this thing?
Or just being old.
Yeah.
Having shitty eyesight.
Yeah. Or arthritis.
This is why I'm surprised that, and maybe they do, but I'm surprised they don't sell these pre-filled with liquid. But they're so small. That's like, this is not going to be a long-term solution.
Well, these
for
are
me
for we're God, I hate using the lingo because it sounds so douchey. We're sub-ohm vapors, so this is the version for us. We're non-joule vapors.
Sub-ohm vapor.
The style of vape that we do is the sub-ohm style.
Not
of
big
vaping.
clouds.
No, that's where big clouds come from. But the style of that vaporizer is called sub-ohm, where you have the tank and the battery.
It's under 1 ohm on resistance on the. I think this is 0.8 on these ones.
And also the joules and all that. That's pod based. These are essentially pod based vape systems for sub-ohm vapors. Is what we have.
Yeah,
we could still use our own juice. We're still getting a big draw.
Yeah, it's a decent draw. And overall, I'm not upset about this thing because I do realize that I needed to upgrade. I like the experience that I'm having with this so far better than with my old kit.
This will be something I take to work. This will be easy to travel with. Yeah, this will be like if I'm dressed up or something like at a family function if I'm wearing a suit or something.
You got the polo pocket. It fits in there perfectly. I keep it in.
This would be great for the golf course. So I'm not lugging around. To quote my wife, not lugging around my suitcase.
Your suitcase.
That's the size of my. Yeah. Like I said, the tactical model.
Yeah, mine is it's like the size of a Zippo.
Yeah. I was telling Mandy, I keep feeling like I'm supposed to something with this.
And yours is about the shape. I'm sure that was exactly what they were going for in the design of these products. something that was about the size of a cigarette lighter. Yeah, overall, I mean, I liked the design of it. I'm going to hang on to it. Mine came with a lanyard. I don't know if yours does. So you can hang it around. So I got the like sport variety.
No.
You can hang it off the corner right there.
I pretty much said, give me the cheapest stopgap solution you have till my mod shows up.
Yeah.
Sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I have to figure out what I want my next purchase to be. Because I am finding, like, as an all-day solution, I'm constantly refilling this and charging it.
Yeah.
But doing research on this shit is just hell. Everybody's got different opinions about everything, and it's all opinion-based, too. It's so
many vape sites and vape blogs.
If I want to get a new laptop, I can do research on the models that are out there and look at the specs on them and make a rough guess about what I want. And then if I want more particulars of like how is this going to be for music or gaming or something like that, I can read specific reviews on that. They do bench tests on these things. You can see it's all plotted out on a graph. Vaping, total opinion.
Yeah.
Right? You have all these like high-tech gadgets, and people's experience with them is all different because they're all using it in different ways. They're attaching different things to it. They're setting it differently. They're looking for a different experience. And even just the way that people describe it, I'm like, I don't know if that's for me or not.
Yeah.
Did yours come with 2 different coils?
Yeah, I got two tanks or 2 coils. And
Right.
they also sold me some some mesh ones.
But are they
as well.
different? Mine came with 1 mesh and 1 regular. Right?
Mine came with 2 regulars, I believe. They both look the same.
So I used the regular one because I looked at the manual and they said for the type of experience that I wanted, I should stick with the regular. And I liked that okay. And then I burnt that thing out in 2 days. I'm like, well, I'm not paying $6 every 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
If that's how this is going to go. And then I went back and talked to the dude
Okay.
who was...
Did he say, get the fuck out of my store?
No, he was.
What the fuck are you doing here?
He was actually helpful this time. I'm not confrontational with the guy. I may have like judged him pretty quickly in our early encounters, but I still go in there hopeful that we will. He's new, right? He admitted to me that he doesn't vape, right? He could have just easily said it. He could have
I'm
totally
just selling this shit so I don't have to get a real job.
right.
That's what he's saying.
But it's a new shop. He's trying to get he's talked to me about where I buy my shit, and he's willing to price match and give discounts on stuff. So he's being a cool guy. He's trying to get a foothold in the community, right? I appreciate that, and he's nearby. Let's have a relationship. But he explained to me that because I went to get a new pod and I asked for the regular, and he's like, all I have is the mesh, but that's all I ever sell. Nobody asked for the regular ones. Everybody's doing mesh now, and he shows me all these products. It's all mesh coil, and I'm like, all right, well,
It does
I
seem
don't
to be
know.
the way to, and I go into shops and I ask for like not mesh. They're the kids, whatever. I'm 40, whatever. The 20-somethings. They all look at me
They
like,
go, okay, boomer.
What the fuck's wrong with you, old man? Mesh is the way of the future.
And meshes, but
It is. If you're into flavor, mesh is the way to go.
Absolutely. And I went home, and instead of buying a new pod, I went home and I filled the mesh one and tried that one out, which I should have done in the first place.
Man, I'm using the regular one. I got a couple mesh upstairs. You're making me pretty much want to throw this in the garbage. Throw the mesh one on.
Your system is so similar to mine. It's probably going to be a similar experience. It's not a huge difference, but it is more flavorful.
That's what I'm in it for.
But the reason that I went with the regular is because some of the research that I did on the product led me to somebody describing the different types of coils that were in here and how one was for a DTL type of vapor and the other one was for a DL. So the regular coil being DTL.
Yeah. What does it mean?
Or no, MTL. I fucked it up.
It's something to lung.
It's MTL and DL. Mouth to lung or direct to lung. I don't know why they dropped the T out of the direct to lung, or just maybe it's direct to lung. Either way, when you say direct lung,
mouth to
it
lung
sounds like you're saying direct to
mouth
lung.
to lung is the fancy way of saying like you smoke cigarettes.
Right.
Direct to lung is how we vape now, where we just blast it into our fucking.
See, I don't. I didn't realize that people were doing it in that way. So now I've been trying it out.
That's when I realized that that's how you should do it. That's what got me off of that's what got me more and more off of cigarettes.
Because you feel it more in the back of the throat and in the lungs.
Once I started hitting it
like you would a cigarette.
Yeah, whereas mouth to lung, it's like, I'm not getting this this isn't doing it like a cigarette, but like direct to lung, it's like, oh yeah, there we go. Getting that feeling in the chest.
Yeah, so apparently you want the mesh if you want that more direct to lung experience. I've been doing it both ways. I don't know if I can get used to it. It just doesn't feel comfortable.
I'm gonna smoke this weed direct to lung.
But even that, we
do mouth to lung.
Right, we do mouth to lung with.
Well, when it gets small, maybe we do direct to lung.
We do.
That's like direct to lung.
Yeah, I guess so, because you're taking in a lot of air with it. And that's the problem, is that these don't have enough airflow to do a comfortable direct to lung.
Yeah, I'm taking big, deep hits like I would off of my...
I can do like a direct to lung, but then I'm taking in a breath afterwards, so it doesn't feel like a majorly different experience. But yeah, a joint, you would smoke mouth to lung, and a bong rip then would probably be a direct to lung experience.
Yeah.
Or a gravity bong especially.
No, yeah, bong is definitely direct to lung because you're taking it all in at once. Like, that's how I hit my...
So the vape, and especially these pen style kind of all-in-one, just breath activated, you just draw off it, right?
Yeah,
it's not a button.
The only thing that bums me out about this style, and it's when I initially started, I had the big pen style, is when the battery dies, it's it.
Yeah.
Like, I've had those 2 batteries up there for over a year.
Two batteries.
They're rechargeable batteries.
Oh, for your mod that you're getting replaced.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know it's not the batteries because I still plugged in the charger and nothing happened.
So your mod actually has a battery compartment. It's not a built-in battery.
No, yeah, there's 2 batteries. So when they stop holding the charge, you just replace them.
You flip it out. I get you.
But
I'm used to that. I've always liked having the smaller unit, so they're all in one. You just recharge it.
Yeah,
you can't swap it out.
Yeah, it's just 2 rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. So I do make sure whenever it's in my pocket, I always make sure there's no change or keys. Just in case my battery compartment has popped open. Not into losing a chunk of my leg today or ever.
So overall, as much as, like I was saying, the lack of proper information and the difficulty in research about this stuff in general that I've had, that's part of the reason why I stuck with the same kit for so long. Mm-hmm. But being forced to upgrade has definitely been a positive experience so far, just with the temporary mod, because I'm realizing that I was really behind the technology, and that people had figured out better ways in the past 2 or 3 years on how to do this.
But what I like with the mods is I can throw a cartridge on there, and you can adjust the wattage, you can adjust all that stuff.
Cannabis cartridges, THC stuff, yeah.
But that's still too. When you get different tanks, you can adjust the wattages, all that stuff. Like it's TCR,
but the actual,
temperature control or TCV.
Temperature
control vaping.
I don't know.
No, yeah, there's so much shit. Trust me, I travel. I've gone down so many rabbit holes.
What's the brand of the product that you're getting replaced? Your military spec?
Geek Vape or Aegis, AEG.
I assume they make, I want something, since I will keep this unit as a to-go, basically. I don't mind having a bulkier unit at home that's just going to last.
My one complaint was smock.
Yeah.
Durability.
Right.
The 2 smock products that I have had, I should say that have batteries, like the stick and then the battery mod that I had, both lasted me each about a year.
And a $30 battery, that's not too bad.
The stick gave me less. The stick gave me 6 months. But the mod box that thing was $60. Mm-hmm. That thing only gave me. They gave me a little bit over a year, maybe. So
I got you. So even not the more almost disposable products that we're currently using, but even their bigger ones were not.
Now the tanks, no problem with the tanks.
Yeah.
But they're anything with a battery in it, or you put a battery in, my experience, not been that durable. And that's where they don't have that that's where they lose the commonality with Apple, because Apple's rep is for not only for for experience, but as durability as well. But also this thing was supposed to be guaranteed for life, and within 3 months I'm getting it replaced. So who the fuck knows?
Oh, you've only had it 3 months.
Yeah, I got like 4th of July weekend.
So I've had to change my liquid. Now I'm on a whole different kit. What is nice about this, though, is having these little pods. They sell them in packs of 3s. You might as well buy a pack of 3 because most places will give you a discount on them when you buy the whole pack instead of one for $6.
Mine come in packs of 2.
No, but then you can have them on hand, and you can actually easily swap out different flavors without getting a coil saturated. Yeah. And then it's like not rinsing out a glass if you're doing a wine tasting. Like you're going to be tasting residue from the old wine. I have
been on the same flavor since about March this year. Like I finally found a flavor where it's like no need to ever switch ever again.
What are you doing right now?
A fruit, apple, nectarine, and strawberry.
I stuck with the fruity shit for the most part. Mine's lemon and something else. But I hear a lot of people are doing. I'm not sure if it's what they mean by menthol.
Ice flavors.
Menthol was really popular. I think they're just describing it as menthol because it's like that menthol cigarette type of experience. But then somebody said mint, that a lot of popular flavors were mint-based. And I was like, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, because for me, anything with menthol with vaping, that in my experience, it's a cough drop. No, thank you. That's what it reminds me of. I am smoking a Hall's mentholyptus cough drop.
Yeah, but if it was more like, a mint gum, a spearmint.
I'm not into that. I'm not. To me, it's toothpaste. That flavor to me is toothpaste.
Might be handy, though. Right. If you're going to be vaping and hanging out and trying to meet somebody that you want to make out with later, do you want to take a gamble on that they want to taste the same shit you want to taste and you've been vaping all night?
Maybe they like fruits.
Right, maybe. But if you taste mint on their breath, then you just assume that's a good thing, right? You assume this person is hygienic.
You know what, kids? I think what we stumbled into here is you want the ladies to make out with you. Chocolate vape.
I think chocolate mint vape is the way to go.
You'll be the king of the make-out parties.
Asking me for advice on making out is like asking Ellen DeGeneres about the history of rap.
Wait, what? Oh, asking you for...
And that, my friends, is a segue.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
Ellen DeGeneres, she's doing green eggs and ham. Why not one fish, two fish? I mean...
What do you mean? Like, as a
Netflix project, I'm not sure if it's going to be a series or just a movie. I think they're doing this season 2. Wrapped up recording season 2 of the show. Are they talking about the same show?
So she's not rapping?
She's not rapping.
Playing NWA for nothing?
No, but she does say Dr. Seuss was the first rapper. I think it's his simplicity. I don't know. It reminds everybody of their childhood. So these are feel-good stories.
Hey, here's some Dr. Seuss.
She said nothing, blah, blah, blah. The kind of thing parents are going to want to watch with their kids because it makes them feel good, too. Nobody's singing Baby Shark, either. Oh, so wait.
It's Dr. Cube.
Oh, So if I'm understanding this project correctly, this is going to be a series, and it sounds like it's just going to be in the theme of Dr. Seuss stuff. It's going to be like, like a Sesame Street teach your kids type of shit, unless they're going to take it, 6 to 8 episodes to cover the plot of the book.
I heard Hop on Pop's going to be a weird one.
Yeah, because this is coming out soon, so they're already working on season 2 of this. The series featuring voice performances from Diane Keaton and Michael Douglas, Adam Devine, Keegan-Michael Key, Alana Glazer, Tracy Morgan, Jillian Bell, David Diggs, John Turturro, Eddie Izzard, and Jeffrey Wright. There's not a slouch amongst those names that I just listed.
Sounds like it's the thing to do.
Is a dramatization of Dr. Seuss's children's book. Wow.
Well,
Can I get another take on that?
I bet Adam Devine
of the same name.
Glad he had a YouTube account, huh?
Well, okay, so I guess they're doing how do you do green eggs and ham? Like, what is...
We're going to find out.
How long can you do? Like, the only thing in the book, you remember the book, right?
Yeah.
The whole book is...
I will not eat them and then add a bunch of shit for 30 pages.
Right. And then he does and decides that they're not bad.
And then I will eat them with a bunch of shit.
Right.
For another 30 pages.
Exactly. I'd like Dr. Seuss as much as the next person. It's rare to find somebody that those books weren't integral to their childhood, but it's all based on the design, really.
Does he have racist tweets? Have we found those yet?
Well, he died before they invented Twitter, so didn't he?
Yes.
I have to assume that they're going to do something. This is out already. Do you have Netflix?
Yes.
Well, we can find out. I have to see just like a little bit of this to get my head around what they're doing. While you're loading that up, did you hear Bill Murray signed on for the new Ghostbusters?
I did.
That
we just got to lock down Harold Ramis and we'll be all set.
Well, sure, but Bill Murray was the one. Like, that's going to...
He was the holdout?
Well, that's going to make or break the movie.
Dr. Peter Venkman?
I don't know if that was the holdout in terms of production, but I think it would be a holdout for a lot of people who may or may not be planning on seeing this movie, especially a lot of the people who were possibly disappointed by the last Ghostbusters movie.
Can we just pretend that didn't happen and all move on with our lives?
I think that's the idea.
Oh, we're sorry.
Well, I mean, for yourself.
Look, we're sorry. Here's Bill Murray.
Do you think would you describe yourself as such a person, one that if Bill Murray wasn't signed on to do this movie, would you bother going to see it after seeing the last movie?
It'd be really iffy. Right. I'd have to see the preview.
Looper, a site named after a very violent movie that I actually watched for the first time. I had never seen Rian Johnson's Looper, the movie that got him. I don't know why anyone saw that movie and thought that he would show some reverence to Star Wars, but I enjoyed it much. They have a story that's just all about everything you need to know about these upcoming sequels. The Matrix. You excited for a fourth Matrix movie?
No. I wasn't excited for a third one because the second one was a piece of shit.
Yeah. Space Jam 2?
No. I haven't seen Space Jam 1.
4 Avatar sequels?
Have they had one yet?
They're just planning them all at once. They're not making 4 based off of the 6. They're doing it solely off of the success of the first one, which was phenomenal and record-breaking, especially 4. And hats off to James Cameron for making that leap, something that's not tied to some other property, not adapting a book, a cartoon, a toy, a comic book. We don't get a lot of wholly imaginative movie productions. They're too risky.
Hey, here's your answer, by the way.
Oh, we got Green Eggs and Ham?
It is a full series.
Here's something I know you're going to see. Big Lebowski spinoff. Apparently this is production. John Turturro in the Jesus roles.
I'm in.
Yeah. Michael Douglas, Adam Devine. Okay, this...
I'm already out.
It's a kid's... I know. This song sucks. What is this? animation looks pretty standard. It's got retains the kind of painterly quality of the original Dr. Seuss work. It doesn't totally 3Dize it, right? There's a kind of two-dimensional flatness to it a bit. It's not bad. But, well, I guess we're going to find out. But, I mean, this is going to start off with green eggs and ham.
This is an awful song.
Is he's saying, watch me backflip?
Yes.
Just east of North Westville and south of Gubai, a town known as Glurfsburg might catch your eye.
Enhance.
Oh, whoops.
Who knows what's in store?
Meant to do this.
It begins with height and then... Shut the front door! That isn't...
Ooh.
This is
edgy. This is not your not your mother's...
Oh, you just answered my
Dr.
question.
Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. He just... so he's dressed up like a ninja, parachuting into a park and riding a paper airplane down.
Past the Moostrich.
Moostrich?
And the Llama Gnu.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss didn't really just mash up two existing animals. He made up words and animals.
That wall is no problem. Why, it's barely a hurdle. But the same can't be said of those large slapping turtles. Oh, with the right
So this show is going to be made up of horrible verse with made-up words, none of which is from the original Dr. Seuss, just done in the style of.
Looks like.
Yeah. I'd rather my kids watch Caillou, honestly. It's easier to ignore. Caillou just washes over you like a muscle relaxer.
When the dog got there, see what he learned.
All right.
Yeah, no thank you.
Enough of this. F- Netflix.
Gladiator 2? That seems unnecessary. Another Alien movie. Indiana Jones 5.
With Chris Pratt?
No, Harrison Ford is rumored to be coming back.
I'll start a change.org petition for that. Chris Pratt as the new Indy.
You're saying you don't want Harrison Ford back? That the Crystal
Do you want to
Skull
see
is
your
just
grandpa
unforgivable?
as Indiana Jones?
Well, they need both of them. I want both of them in the movie. That's what I want.
He is now Sean Connery in The Last Crusade.
Yeah, I want a Last Crusade revisited with Harrison Ford in the dad role.
In the Sean Connery and holy shit, he's still alive role.
Oh, yeah, they could do that, too. They could totally shaft it up. They could get 3 generations. Labyrinth. They're talking about making a sequel to Labyrinth?
Didn't that story conclude in the movie?
I don't remember enough about the plot to tell you. So what, you're either going to recast David Bowie or you're going to CGI him. It's like trying to redo Purple Rain. Like, why would you're just going to recast Prince in his own movie? Like, David Bowie didn't write it. I know it's not about him, but he is that movie.
He's that character. It is his.
He is the reason that people watch and rewatch that movie over and over again.
Hey, we're creatively
So
bankrupt now.
obsessed with
Of course they're going to recast it. They're going to reboot it. We don't come up with any more new stories. Apparently all the stories have been written.
Well, rest assured, Labyrinth fans, there won't be another actor filling in for David Bowie. It's impossible for anyone to replace Ziggy Stardust, with perhaps the exception of Jermaine Clement.
Nice.
I'm 1980s David Bowie.
Yes.
So Jareth the Goblin King will not appear in the upcoming sequel. You know, I was excited for the Dark Crystal. I couldn't get through the first episode of that show because apparently a major plot point for one of the characters that is in it quite a lot and is one of the Skeksis that has this like boil on its nose, and it's a boil that is constantly leaking pus, and it's having to like wipe it up, and it's like sticky and sticking to stuff, and it's just like it's unwatchable. It's so gross. I mean, the Skeksis are gross looking anyways. Those fucking skeleton looking birds. I tried to watch it. I tried to get my daughter to watch it with me too, because thinking she'd be into it. But she didn't even like the original.
Mm-hmm.
So, although she does do the Chamberlain. Have you seen the original Dark Crystal?
No.
Yeah.
Did not appeal to me.
So a lot of the same characters are in the Netflix series, including Chamberlain, whose thing is mostly going, I can't even do it right. You should look up Dark Crystal Chamberlain for a good example of what this freak does. This is... I forget... This song is genius in the way that it combines, like, all the different, like, vocal styles and instruments. You can hear all the different influences of the generations of Bowie. I was listening to a Corolla's Classic with Rhys Darby. It was great. I need to rewatch this.
What was it? Murray,
yeah. All right, I'm going to take attendance.
Band
First,
roll call.
Jerome. All right, Britt. All right, good.
I already talked about the gig. Oh, you do another one.
Kill Bill. Let's talk about Tarantino making a third Kill Bill.
Isn't he coming up on his limit? Didn't he say
that might be his last film, right?
He was only going to do like 10 movies and then he's out?
Another Passion of the Christ.
What, we're going to kill him again? What, he comes back and he's pissed?
Well, now that Mel Gibson is back from the dead, he's been resurrected, right? Yeah, there's Chamberlain. It's just constant. That's half his dialogue. So yeah, if one of the two of us, between me and my daughter, gets going on that, then it'll just be back and forth Chamberlain for like minutes on end, until usually my son or somebody says, "Shut the fuck up."
Start use words.
Yeah, anytime you have to pond or something, like, what are you hungry for? What do you want for dinner?
I hate you.
I'm so glad that, as insane as the internet is, or I'm going to start referring to it as the miasma, which is, I'm reading Neil Stephenson's new book, Dodge or Fall in Hell. And it's a lot about information and misinformation. And, of course, it involves the internet, but kind of what comes after the internet. It's almost like the death of the internet is how this book starts. And, what was I saying?
You want to kill the internet.
No.
How people hear us if we kill the internet, Aaron.
As crazy as the miasma is, it's still reliable for, like, I didn't know for sure that somebody had made a supercuts of Chamberlain from the Dark Crystal, but I was super confident that it would be found on the first page.
You knew it was there.
I knew it was there. Even I may have thought it into existence.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.